Hey, what's up, people? Sorry, I was having some issues with my setup and my computer, my controller. I haven't streamed in a week, so appreciate you bearing with me. Everything should be working now, and we're doing a brand new, fresh from the oven playthrough of Ocarina of Time 3D for the 3DS. So my name is OklaSoft, and I'm back. I've been gone for a week. If you're somebody that watches me, I appreciate you allowing me the week off to stream, the week of streaming off, so I could take care of my family. I had to go to a funeral in Alabama, and that's where I was. So Ocarina 3D is my preferred version of this game to play nowadays. I do have Ship of Arkinian, I'm familiar with that. I really like it, it's wonderful. But for me, I enjoy the polish and the like overall presentation of this version. Green, what's up, dude? Welcome back. Thank you. Sorry, sorry, I just ran to the restroom. Pardon me a second. I'm so glad it's you, man. You're back on. Oop, gotta tweak the controls real quick. So how you been, Green? How was your week? Uh-oh. I accidentally full screened my browser there. Whoops. There we go. Fix that little issue. Yes, sir. Been missing the streams, man. It says it was a pretty hectic week for you. Damn. Work-wise, or just in general? Sorry, I was chewing a heartburn tablet. My bad. It's good to be back, bro. I know, I've been missing this. I missed streaming too after I actually got back in town like 2 days ago. And I was fucking exhausted, man. Like, so, let's see. A week ago, last Saturday morning, a guy woke up. I streamed the night before and stuff. I think you were on there, but I woke up and drove to down to Houston, and then I went from Houston all the way through Louisiana, Mississippi to Alabama. Got to Alabama, checked into our hotel with my family. My brother and I had a room, and my parents had a room. And the next day we went to a funeral, and then like took care of business with the family, went out to eat a few times, got to see, I had like 30 or 40 family members there. It was great. And I spent over, my Uncle Blake gave me a Jeep Grand Wagoneer to borrow. He gave it to my family, not just me, but me and my family were borrowed his vehicle. It's like a 2025 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, and that shit's like an airplane. It had tablets on every seat and like crazy like Italian leather expensive ass like interior. It was really nice, super big sunroof. So we got to cruise in that. We were in the car for like almost 40 hours, and then I drove back to Oklahoma after all that, getting back to Houston on like Thursday night. And my family was cool. I enjoyed their company for the most part, but like, you know, they were getting on my nerves too, like being in the car with them that much. It can be challenging to be around. But you know, so we made the most of it, put my grandpa to rest. That was great. And but like I was saying that to say, like, when I got back Thursday or Friday night, Friday night I was freaking exhausted. And even yesterday I got up and did some stuff around the house. It took me 2 days to unload my truck because I hauled up a bunch of bricks and other stuff back from Texas. And I was fucking exhausted, so I didn't even have the energy to stream till just now today. Yeah, man, thank you. Appreciate it. It was definitely exhausting, but a good time, exactly. Trying to. Let's see. I'm a little rusty. I'm like kind of out of sorts with it. My computer and game. I haven't played touched a controller in a week. I hadn't touched a computer or a controller in a week. It's like, Gotta get back. It's good. It's good to be back, man. I was so ready to get back. I was thinking about you and everybody else when I was gone. I was like, man, I need to get back there and do that like that. You know, like I missed it too. But you said, but work was both. It was both work and other that was hectic for you this week. I like Ocarina that you can just pick up rocks and throw them from the gate. Whereas I forgot what Zelda game it was. You can't grab a rock. You just need 35, and then the shop has the last 5. Let me make sure I got 60 FPS. And oh, you know what? This game is only 30 FPS, so you wouldn't even be able to tell. I did get the stream, like the last couple days right before I left town. I got the stream running at a higher bit rate overall, so it was capped at like 2500 kbps, and now it's capped at 6000, and I set YouTube to 60 FPS. So anytime I play a 60 FPS game from now on, we should have the full. It should look close to what it looks like on my screen. That's my goal, is to make it as accurate and as sharp and clear as possible. Let's see. I used to save when I was playing this on 3DS back in the day. I would save constantly because I'd be playing on a Mac. I actually was playing on this Mac down here. You can actually see it in the screen. It's under this keyboard, but it's a 2014 Mac Mini with like a crappy, it's got some pretty like 4-core processor in it. It's got like 8 gigs of RAM. It has a 512 gig SSD that I put in there. I modified that Apple computer, took it apart, had to buy a special tool to take it apart. Apple engineers their hardware to make it like cryptic and difficult to reverse engineer, so like they make it hard to pull a Mac Mini apart and replace the hard drive. That's just how they do business at Apple. They purposely make their products, they purposely obfuscate how to fix their own products to the customer so that you have to spend more money with them, and it works. Because I'm a sucker for Apple products. What's up, Cranky Chimpanzee? Hello, man. Hello. What'd it do? How are you? What's up, everybody in the stream? Welcome. Who's here, y'all? Randy. Everybody, y'all want to see Randy? Randall, say hi to the camera, baby. This is Randy. He's doing really good. We got him a bunch of new puppy equipment, training treats, and all kind of stuff. Randy's doing great. He's like 10 pounds and change now, so. There you go. Now you can actually see my dog. So let's see what yeah, Randy. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, he's doing so good, man. See him down there. I've kind of had my room's in kind of disarray a little bit from the puppy and all that, but he's doing great. He is teething really hard and biting the shit out of me, but so Cranky Chimpanzee said, how many gaming consoles do you have and what are they? All right. Are you ready? Let me put my curtain down. So, okay, Cranky Chimpanzee. Now, I don't currently own all this stuff. This is just what I'm going to tell you every console that I've owned in my life, okay? And then I'll tell you what I currently have. I started with an NES when I was 5. Game Gear. Sega Genesis Model 2. And after that, it was a Sega Saturn. Nintendo 64. Neo Geo Pocket Color, a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. And then I had a Wii. I've never owned a Wii U. I've had several Wiis. I've had a Game Boy Color, a Game Boy Pocket. I had a 3DS. I had a 2DS. I've had pretty much every console. I've had a 3DO before, Gold Star 3DO. I actually had that 2 years ago, but I gave it away because I wasn't collecting. Now the point is, I tell you that I had all the systems is because now I have very few. I've got a PlayStation Mini. I have a lot of stuff on my shelf above, but I can't grab it at the moment. But I have a PlayStation Mini and the Super Nintendo Mini. I had a Genesis Mini, but I sold it right before I started the channel because I was struggling financially and actually needed the money. Sadly. And then, okay, in addition to all those consoles, I've been a gamer, like a seriously obsessed with games kid since like the late 80s. So my entire life I had all those consoles as they were coming out. I didn't get a Super Nintendo till like later because I didn't have a Super NES when it was current. I was during the 16-bit console war where I pretty much grew up during that. I had a Genesis because it was cheaper and we were poor, right? So I had a Sega Genesis because it was a little more affordable. But I had such envy for the Super Nintendo so bad. I had Nintendo envy that I got a Game Boy when the Nintendo Game Boy they had this thing called Play It Loud, and the original Game Boy in like 95 they released the original Game Boy but in a bunch of different colors. Excuse me, I apologize for my coughing. I'm a bit under the weather still, you guys, so I'll get better. I'm trying not to cough on the microphone, but if I clear my throat, please excuse me for all that. So anywho, right? Oh, I'm sorry, and there's other consoles that I didn't mention. I've had a Dreamcast, I've had a Virtual Boy, I've had a 32X like briefly because I used to work at Goodwill and I've worked at places like a pawn shop. I've worked at different jobs where I had access to used items and stuff that people donate. Like people donate video games a lot. So if you're ever a game collector, one of the best places you can work is to be a donation attendant at a Goodwill because you will get a ton of people. You'd be shocked at what people will throw, like, rather than throw in the trash. You'd be shocked at what people will donate when I was working at Salvation Army, I got my hands on a 3DS, a red Wii, bunch of games. Oh, speaking of, hold on. I actually, when I came back from Houston, I got a bunch of Game Boy stuff. My little brother had reminded me that I left it there, or that I want it. He gave me, or it's like Zelda, DX, Tetris, Nintendogs, Super Mario Land, and then Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, which is worthless, and Hot Wheels. So nothing crazy, but a couple of cartridges. But the thing is, like, back in around 2009 or so, I used to like live a pretty rough lifestyle, and I'll just say I used to do a lot of drugs, right? So back in the late 2000s, I was addicted to pills. I had a pill habit, so I was constantly selling shit. I was constantly pawning and selling valuables. I would have a guitar that cost $800, and I would sell it for $200 because I was desperate. So during that era, unfortunately, I had a collection with like a Super NES. I had like the newer Super Nintendo, the miniaturized one, not the new one, but the real SNES, but the revised model that came out with later on. I had that because it took me till the late in the SNES's life, like the very end of the Super Nintendo lifespan. I was about 13. So it would have been 1998. They were phasing out the Super Nintendo, and they came out with that new model. They rebranded the controllers with a lot of the like current Mario RPG graphics, and they just like, it was like the twilight of the Super NES. But I remember I had always wanted a Super Nintendo, so I finally got my SNES. I've been wanting all those years. There was a video store in Eunice, Louisiana that was closing down around that time, and I bought Final Fantasy 2 and 3 and Chrono Trigger, no lie, for $8 a piece. This was in like a small video rental store in Louisiana. But back in the late 2000s, I sold my entire collection, unfortunately. So I was hard up for money one day. I took my all my cartridges for 64, Game Boy, etc. Sold them to a game. I don't know what it was called. A Games Plus. It was one of those game trader stores. But I just remember getting about $900 for my collection, and it was SNES, 64, Saturn. It was a bunch of, it was probably 5 or 6 console or systems, along with like maybe 50 games. So, and it was Ocarina of Time collector's edition, the gold cartridge that I had got from Toys R Us, you know, when it came out. Majora's Mask, same thing. Like, so, and the even worse part really is that all the boxes for that stuff were up in my attic, and I didn't bother. I was in such a rush to go trade that stuff in for money that I didn't even go up in the attic and properly, like, I could have put Ocarina Collector's Edition. Oh hell yeah, so I sold Ocarina of Time Ocarina of Time for N64. I sold it, the gold cartridge, and I had the box for it in pristine condition in my attic. I just didn't go up there and grab it, and sold the loose cart. You know, like, it was just shit like that. And hello, Lens of Truth. What's up, man? Welcome back, dude. Sorry I've been gone so long. But yeah, like it was a complete, like, just, that's the kind of shit you like. That's why I don't bring up my past drug use or anything to like talk about it or glorify it. I just say it to say that I actually like squandered my entire and I had a bunch of SNES rarities, like I said, Chrono Trigger and FF1, FF2 and 3. Those, I sold those loose. I didn't have the boxes for any of that, but like, in other words, I just like went in and traded my whole collection on a whim, and yeah, I severely regretted it. Like, in fact, I regretted that so much that I never have really had the heart to collect consoles or video game stuff again. Like, I've acquired, after selling all that shit, I've acquired a whole new lifetime worth of games and consoles that I've, you know, owned. Lots of rare stuff, like limited edition versions of consoles that I would get when I worked at like Goodwill or Salvation Army. But I don't hold on to any of that stuff anymore. I usually end up selling it now. And last year I sold all of my N64 and Super NES and Game Boy boxes that I had not sold originally. I sold the boxes by themselves on Facebook and just kind of got rid of them because I just wanted them to be gone out of my life. Like, I'd sold the games 15 years ago and I wanted to get rid of the boxes so I could end that chapter of embarrassment in my life of you know, like the game collection that I traded for $900 would be worth, you know, many thousands of dollars nowadays, and but not just that, it would be like almost impossible for me to hunt all that stuff down again. And that's why I wouldn't even bother. Like, that's why I don't bother collecting anymore, because I had the best collection that I'll ever have in my life and gave it up. So I feel like I'm a hypocrite if I start collecting games again. So I just kind of have them, and that's why I love emulation so much too, because it takes the hardware out of it. I've had one really cool thing I had was a silver PS2 Slim that I got at Salvation or Goodwill. Like, basically, I would sit there and take donations at Goodwill, and anything cool that came in, like, I would take. I mean, just because that's what the other employees would do on, like, if they got a hold of it or they knew it was valuable, they would steal it. Because Goodwill themselves, they're not a very good, like, upstanding company to work for. They kind of suck, so the people that work at Goodwill view the company themselves as being thieves, because they are. So we just steal the donations before they can get to them. But yeah, I've started a kind of a yearly tradition of playing through Ocarina of Time 3D, like whenever the weather turns to fall in my area. How's y'all's weather been, everybody? Like, y'all having cool weather now? Greetings, everybody in the chat. Finally having cool weather in California? Yes. Yeah, I love that little freezer emoji you're using. Me and my girl always text each other that. That's nice, man. So yeah, it was like super warm here too, and then now it finally like the heat broke and it's just beautiful here. Low humidity, sunny, like 68 degrees. Like holding Link's sword out like that when I jump. Makes me feel like the blade's gonna take the fall for me. Oh man, I always forget to put this game on switch mode, like the targeting, Z targeting. Save it. Oh, I didn't save it. Damn, what the fuck? It's because I'm not paying attention. It's not a very elegant puzzle the way they designed it. You have to avoid the other guys shooting you from the back. I always think of the number 23, like Michael Jordan, when I do this puzzle, like 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Forever associate number 23 with Michael Jordan, right? So it's easy for me to remember. It's just like, I just think about Michael Jordan every time I do that puzzle, and it works. 23 is number 1. Talking about MJ. Not Michael Jackson. Oh shit, here we go. We had a heat wave last month for a week at a 1-2. Oh damn, you're in Florida, right, Lens? Yeah. Yeah, I only had like 90 degrees, 95 up here in Oklahoma, but like last week before it got cold, but then it was like worse down in Houston. It was like 110 or 108. No, I'm sorry, not 108, 98. Bitch. Ontario, California by LA. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of Ontario. I've heard of the city before, like I've heard that city name. When I was young, me and my dad took a trip out to California, and for like 18 days, we drove all around the state. We started in Baton Rouge, drove to El Paso, then to the Grand Canyon, then to Barstow, or Needles, Barstow, and then LA, all the way up the coast to... Ah, shit! Did I just do that? Oh my god. I just stepped in the portal. Oh. Well done, OklaSoft. It's gonna make me go through the cutscene before I can redeem my token. I'm glad you guys. I appreciate y'all coming. Joining the stream. Like my first time back. I was after a week gone. I was like, man, I'm gonna lose everybody because that's how it is. It's like with I know. I just know my own viewing habits on YouTube and everything, and so I know how it comes across when somebody's gone for a while. It's like, move on to something else. Ontario, California. Beautiful. I'm sure it's beautiful weather there. I have a buddy named Ani that actually passed away this year, but he was a business owner and he has an ice cream stand or he had a yogurt shop in San Diego. But he was in tech. He was a founder of a company called Computers by Design. And he was actually like a tech guy. And he was always the consultant for my old company, the insurance agency I worked for. He was our consultant for years. But I always think of him when I think of the weather in Southern California, because he would always tell us how he wouldn't brag, but he'd just be like, man, you gotta see where I live, it's just amazing. And I've visited San Diego. It's incredible. I love California, even though I'm not really a fan of their crazy politic shit they got going on, or they're just out of their minds politically. But it's kind of sad too. I feel like I always tell my girl, I'm like, man, because she's never visited California, I'm like, California is such an incredibly gorgeous state. It's so beautiful. It's such a shame that they drive businesses out of there due to their insane fucking regulations and politics and Alright, I gotta go back into the Deku tree right fast and grab my heart. I've actually never done that. I have never not grabbed the extra life or the heart container. So I finally did it. I'm finally part of the club of leaving the dungeon without grabbing the heart. I entreat thee, Navi. Good. Bye. Bye, my Navi. Hey. Bird, you want something? Play with that, buddy. Good morning, anybody joining the stream. This is OklaSoft. Playing a little Ocarina of Time 3D. I did, in fact, forget to grab the heart container. So, let's go get that real fast. We definitely gonna need it. Beautiful day. Uh-oh. Just trying to show you all the outdoors here. Beautiful outside. gonna have to climb down this shit. Oh god. I do like Ship of Harkinian. It's a great version of the game. It does a lot of little quality of life changes, like you said, Linz, you've forgotten the heart too. Man, I've never done that before. I'm like, shit, dude. What do you? So I presume I just walk back to the boss room and take care of it, grab it. It's just like getting back to the boss room that's the annoyance, but I guess it's not so bad as I'm already here. Yep, there it goes. Like a dunce. Merlin, thank you for subscribing, Merlin. Giahan, Green, Lens, everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all and I appreciate you watching me. Let's go to Hyrule Castle. Oh no, this little dick snack is he's jealous. That's what it is. He's envious. He's green with envy. This kid's cool. Like, I'd be friends with him if I was a Kokiri. Or I was, but you know what I mean. She's kind of cute. It's the same asset reused. It's the cool kid I just said I would hang out with. There's a copy of him. Sorry, I wonder which... Oh, you're playing Ship of Harkinian right now? Hell yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna say about Ship of Harkinian, like, so kind of what I like to do with a game like Ocarina, and really all my games, but especially Ocarina, is since it's such a special game to me, I like to make sure that I have a reliable, consistent way to play it year after year over time. That's one of the reasons that I kind of despise Nintendo Switch Online, even though I actually am a subscriber. I don't use it very much, but I think it's disgusting that Nintendo rents that, like, it used to sell you a virtual console copy of Ocarina of Time that you would keep on your hard disk forever, and you could boot that thing up 20 years from now, dust it off and play it, and you could open up your save file and it'd still be there. But Nintendo wants you to pay $50 a year for that 20 years to have the option to open up your save file, which over 20 years it's $1,000, you know. Let's see, 10 years at $50 a year, 500. Yeah, it's $1,000. They want you to pay $1,000 over 20 years to keep your game, like keep a copy of their emulated games that they offer on their service. And that's kind of what turns me off. And so I like to have a reliable way to play Ocarina of Time year after year, like when I pull it, boot it up. So a service like Nintendo Switch Online where you got to be subscribed to have access to your shit, I hate that. Because I like to put my console away maybe for years and not look at it, and then pick it up one day, and it's like you want me to be subscribed at all times so they can siphon as much money as they can out of people. And that's what everybody means by, like, ownership is slowly going away. That's how they're doing it. Because you never owned, like, a video game, you never really owned it I guess when they sell you a copy of it, it's like basically just giving you like a, I don't know, it's like they sell you a copy of the code, they're just giving it to you so you can use it, but not so you can do anything, modify it or anything. But if they could have packaged think about software was always like a distribution problem from the beginning. So like when they first started writing programs and they wanted to sell them to people, like getting the data to somebody was the trick. Yeah, exactly. Getting the ones and zeros to the customer is the whole trick, but the box or the cartridge is just like a container, a vehicle for those bits. But if they could have sent you the bits over the phone line back in the 80s, they would have done it that way. I think that's why I think like the concept of ownership was kind of skewed from the get-go, because I think developers always would have we would have never given people physical copies of software if we didn't need to. But the internet was not mature back then, so physical media reigned. But it's going away, and it's going away fast. Sorry, somebody had a comment. Oh, Merlin said, Merlin said you're playing Ship of Harkinian. You got oh damn, you got 4K textures, Twilight Princess models. Oh, I bet it's sick. I've seen somebody running that. That shit looks incredible. I'm gonna have to try that out. I'm gonna install those Twilight Princess mods. I can't even do 4K on my setup. I have a 4K television that I'm playing on, but I don't think my card will output at 4K. It's really easy to set up. It's all drag and drop. You can do 4K Ocarina. 4K Ocarina of Time, dude. Yeah. No, I could. Well, I don't know if I don't have a great graphics card. I've got a mid-tier Intel GPU in my system. I mean, it's got I have 8 gigs of VRAM, but it's a modern graphics card. Oh, it's 4K upscaled. Okay, I see what you mean. So, yeah, but I could do it close to 4K. Yeah, like you said, I could make it I could get the same result you're getting pretty much. But man, I've seen that Twilight Princess mod. I have seen a YouTube video, but it does look sick. Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, I'm sure I could. It would just look 4K. Yeah, my main monitor is 4K. Or true 4K. You're talking about it just looks 4K upscaled. Crank it to like 60. Yeah, I have my Ship of Harkinian running at 60 FPS. It looks amazing. It's totally different when you see it at 60. Your eyes notice the difference of how fluid all the movement is. You're like, this game is in 30, but it runs at 30 stock. But I have a mod on I have a mod on Tears of the Kingdom to make it 60 FPS. And the game Tears of the Kingdom has some kind of variable frame rate built in, and the game breaks if you undo that variable frame rate. So you can't lock Tears of the Kingdom at 60, but you can run it at variable frame rate up to 60, and it stays close to 60 most of the time. So for the majority of the time, Tears of the Kingdom, when I'm playing it, runs at 60 FPS, and it looks incredible. It looks different than it does. Oh, fuck. I haven't even gotten off of the Great Sky Island yet, dude. But hold on one second. Yeah, I haven't even gotten off Great Sky Island. What's up, Robo Venom, dude? How's it going? Good to see ya. Sounding Canadian. It's going great, dude. I was out of town for a week, like an entire week. Finally can stream this morning. I gotta go to a like a fall festival kind of thing this afternoon. I'm getting dragged to a festival. I'd rather just stream all day, to be honest. But I'm gonna go. You said Lindsay True said I bought Echoes of Wisdom and still haven't played it. Yeah, dude. I played the first for 30 minutes in Echoes of Wisdom, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna beat it, but I was just like, I don't feel like playing this right now. It's so puzzly. It's cool though. Like, it's neat. I have kind of a shoddy memory. Like, my memory is not the best right now, and it's getting better, but I had some memory issues. And it's hard for me to remember a whole roster of items that large and remember how to cycle through all that shit. It's kind of... But I'm gonna beat it. It looks like a lot of fun. And I'm a big fan of Link's Awakening, the remake. So, it's kind of like a, twin to that game, so it's kind of cool. I know, right? I thought about when I said that, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a dumb thing to say. This fucking, every Zelda game's about puzzles. I'm like, yeah, I didn't like it. It had too many puzzles in it. Literally every Zelda game. You know what? I think you're right. Like, I'm trying to think. You know what it was, and I think I think Echoes is going to be an awesome playthrough. Like, I can already tell it's going to be a lot of fun. I think what happened when I first started I had a bad... Oh, this is what happened, dude. I got a fucked up copy of Echoes of Wisdom. Like, the version I downloaded. Like, obviously, we all know that I didn't buy the game on the Switch yet. I haven't purchased it yet. I plan on it because I want to see how it runs on my Switch, but I hadn't bought it yet. But the version I got actually has like game-breaking code in it that was put there by somebody. Like, it glitches out the entire screen so that you can't see any of the characters on the screen, and all you can see is the background. I did a little bit of digging. I looked into this shit, and who would you think would be responsible when I download a ROM and it's jacked up? There's something wrong with it. It was supposedly put there by Nintendo. Like, swear to God. They say that Nintendo actually, like, engineered fucked up ROMs of Echoes of Wisdom. Put them out there on the internet, and I've gotten a couple of packages like that were not legit, and they had weird game-breaking changes made to them. I forgot what other game it was. Nintendo's known for doing that. They did it to Wind Waker. Some copies of Wind Waker are intentionally messed up. But one of the things about Ocarina being that I mean, the fact that I played it so much is that the puzzles, especially nowadays, now that I've like really gone, like I really remember, yeah, Nintendo Ninjas, exactly. I've really played through all of the little tricky parts of this game where you would kind of get stuck. That's why it's easy for me to beat this, because like all those parts are like muscle memory for me. But a newer Zelda game, I've got to sit there and learn all the little ins and outs of the playthrough before I can really play it without getting stuck, and you know, then having to like bury my head in a guide to figure it out. Robo says, "Oh no, the Nintendo ninjas are coming. Make sure to sleep with one eye open tonight." Oh, yeah, I have been. I've been sleeping with my my Nerf shotgun on my chest in case I have to pull it out, blast somebody. Always sleep with a loaded Nerf revolver under my pillow, you know, just in case. Damn. These guards are not very, they don't have a very big line of sight. Whatever the king's paying them in rupees, I think he's paying him too much. Ah, shit. Put a toothpick in one of those Nerf bullets so they actually... Oh, man. Dude, I've never tried that. Does that work? I've actually got a Adventure Force Nexus Pro, like, which if you know anything about like the world of Nerf, it's a half-length dart blaster. It's magazine fed, spring-loaded blaster, and I was kind of into Nerf guns, like a not Nerf brand but Nerf type guns, and I've got one that fires over 200 and like it's like 240 feet per second. It's literally like I literally have a holographic scope on it that I got off of Amazon, and it takes like, it's got Picatinny rails, like real firearms, so you can put real firearm attachments on it. But I'll get it out one day. I put it up, but you can like, you hit somebody with it and it's gonna hurt them. It's like poof, it'll go through like a cardboard or like through a paper bag. I like airsoft too, but I never really got into airsoft. I don't know enough about the pellets or about the guns, but I think it feels like they're more expensive than Nerf. I just like Nerf more. Or nowadays everybody uses half-length darts, so they're like shorter version of the old Nerf darts. And they fly a lot further and straighter. My name is OklaSoft. Sounds strange, yet familiar. Take a short potty break while the movie plays. Alright, I'm back. Seriously though, don't actually do what I said I could. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I used to do stuff like that when I was a kid though. Hey, can't stay, but I thought I'd stop by. What's up, Blue Hedgehog? Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for showing love. You rule. Got Blue Hedgehog in the house. Got a celebrity. This cutscene reminds me the Golden Goddesses always confuse me, like they want Ganondorf to do his plans, yet they don't. Just smite his ass before he gets the Triforce. It's like Ganon is like a, you know how it's sort of like they're drawing on kind of Christianity a little bit with a mysterious birth in the desert. Like that's definitely like a biblical parallel right there, right? But it's almost like Ganon is the chosen one, but he's evil. So I don't know, like what that means is, like, was he like some kind of rogue savior that was born in what's the desert land called? The Gerudo Valley, you know, he's like some savior born from a land far away, but he comes in and wreaks havoc on the kingdom because like they don't realize that he's like an agent of destruction from within. That's how I always read it, was like Ganon was kind of like a fallen angel. I don't know though. I never really was paid heavy attention to the lore, because I always just enjoyed like the atmosphere of the games and was happy just existing in the world of Zelda games, but not necessarily like reading a ton into it. I just like the world. XAY. I really do enjoy the beginning of Ocarina. Like, I feel like the first 3 dungeons of Ocarina and the first part of this game is so well paced. And I think it just had to be like they had to nail this. That's what I love about coming back to it, is that like it was just cooked to perfection and we get to enjoy it year after year. And it just always feels good playing through this game to me. Especially in the fall, there's something about playing during like the holidays or the Thanksgiving time, because I think that's how I started all those years ago, was playing Ocarina in cold, kind of dreary winter weather. Just remember going outside. I remember my imagination being really like stoked by this game and wanting to go out into the woods and make a bow and make a slingshot. And I did. They were crappy, but I remember doing that. It's one thing that's different is my fine control of the of Link. Let's see, Robo says, as a religious guy, that's a huge stretch. Ganon isn't ever described as being a chosen one. If anything, Link fits those themes of a messiah way more than Ganondorf. I agree with you. I just mean that the way Ganon's birth is depicted gave me baby Jesus vibes. You know what I mean? Like but I think that the way they write, like when they originally were writing Zelda, you know, they would put crosses. They put a cross on the Bible in Link to the Past, the game before this. You start off in the sanctuary, which is clearly like a church or a temple. And there's stained glass, you know, it's obviously drawn off of like Roman tradition or Christian tradition. But yeah, you're right though. Like Link definitely fits the Jesus archetype way more than Ganon. I just don't know what to make of Ganon's, like, I mean, clearly, like, they describe the world as, they describe the goddesses as, like, fundamental to the world itself. I wonder why they felt the need to show a creation story to begin with, maybe just to make the game feel more epic. Yeah, there was definitely religious overtones and references early on in Zelda, especially because the Japanese developers made some kind of effort to tone it down, dial it back. And I remember early on they would use Christianity and Christian imagery to connect with the Western audience, and it worked. Still, that's probably just a coincidence. Hold on, I'm gonna read your comment. Let's see. Just a coincidence. It's really the only similarity between Jesus I can think of. If anything, Ganon has a lot more thematic connection with the devil than anything. Yeah, he does. Like I think thematically, he's kind of like the devil. You know, it's like. But and that's why I bring up the religious imagery in Zelda in general, because I think that the writers just draw on different themes to flesh out the game, and they don't necessarily, like, when they're putting a cross in the original Legend of Zelda, they're not giving it like a lot of thought, I don't think, toward its meaning. I think they're just borrowing a really potent symbol and sticking it in their game to give their game like instant weight. You know, like it's like, hey, let's throw some religious imagery in our game. That'll make it feel more weighty. That's exactly what I think they've done. I think they just pick and choose from wherever they want. Stir it all up. A fallen angel and a fallen king. That's the interpretation I've always had as a kid. Yeah. Fallen angel and a fallen king. Damn. Oh, so Ganondorf, you're referencing Ganondorf as the king, right? Did I get this chicken? Hopefully I did. There's my renegade chicken. Renegade cluckster. Here, little cluckster. There you go. One of my favorite details that was in the original is the feathers flying off toward the screen as you run. Like, man, I just always love that. Like, I think that's a fantastic addition graphically. Something about the graphics of this, especially the 3D version, really do it for me. Let's see. How many left? There's one more? God damn. Since monarchs are born with an automatic right to rule, which Ganon clearly is, as one Gerudo is born every 100 years. Oh, yeah, right. So it's like they have a prophecy. Every 100 years, a king is born unto the Gerudos. Oh, and don't they only have women? They only have women's unless it's the king, right? So it's like somehow these women are these women supposedly mating with themselves for 100 years to produce offspring, and then those offspring every 100 years one male comes out. Is that their premise? Because if that's their I want to know if there are males in the Gerudo society besides Ganon that are able to breed with the women. Because there have to be other males, unless that single male is the only person breeding. Oh, I know which chicken I'm short. Damn, let's give out my last chicken. Fuck. I'm short a chicken. I didn't go up the wall. I mean, up this, gotta go up the little ladder up here. You basically gotta use the chicken to, like, fly to, like, 3 different locations. Let's see, I'm pretty sure it's one male every 100 years. Also, Gerudo don't mate with each other. They go out of the desert to mate with people of other races. Okay, that makes sense. I was gonna say, because, yeah, I think it's, like, implied that, or I don't know if it was implied in this game or earlier that they, like, did not do that. Like, that they only mated with themselves, only bred internally. Because, you know, a lot of monarchies do that. Like, a lot of monarchies do not mix with other blood. Like, that's a thing, right? You know, if you're that's why you had a lot of kings in history coming out looking all fucked up, all fucking, like, there's actually, I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's pretty sad. Like, there's a lot of famous monarchs, like, I'm sure it's like Charles the something and Louis the whatever. Like, I've seen lots of photos and textbooks of this stuff. These people are so interbred that they're literally like they can hardly breathe. They barely have a functioning, like, immune system, and they're just like 3 feet tall and have 6 arms. That's what happens to people when you don't mix the bloodline outside, you know? Speaking of outside, I need to get my freaking puppy dog real fast. I'm a monster of a parent. My dog's been pissing all over the house. So, okay, let's see. The inbreeding of kings, man. You've seen photos of that? Shit's fucked up, bruh. They are really inbred. Like, they're really jacked up. Alright, now we're about to go up Death Mountain. So finally we got our stupid bottle. Okay, TBH. Now, I kind of want to see a Gerudo king that isn't Ganondorf. Could be super interesting. Man, can you imagine, dude, if they fleshed out the Gerudo store, like, plot line and storyline, if they had like a game that was based on like you said, some ancient Gerudo king that's not Ganondorf, but he's a Gerudo monarch, like badass. That would be fucking sick, dude. Did we just come up with a $1 billion IP spinoff? I think we did. You should design that shit and sell it to Nintendo. They would probably sue you and steal it from you. They would sue you, take all of your money, put your family, try to get your family's homes taken away, then they'd put you in jail and steal your idea. Old Nintendo family company. I'm like the biggest Nintendo fan in the world. Like I've been playing Nintendo literally my entire life, and they're a bunch of dirtbags. I mean, as a corporation, like the people that made the software that we love are not the bad guys. Wind Waker, again. Oh, I know. Wind Waker Ganondorf was off the chain, dude. Amazing. Anger towards the sinking of death and his people. Yeah, y'all. I forget that the way they depicted Ganondorf is really great in Wind Waker. It's super interesting. He's got depth. He's a fully fleshed out character in that game. You know what sucks? I'm on a Wind Waker playthrough, but I'm at the point at the end of the playthrough where it's just finding the Triforce shards. And I only have 2 or 3 of them, and I need 8. And it was a boring stream, so I was trying to do some of that off camera. I'll come back to my Wind Waker playthrough because I'm actually at the part where I'm about to face off with Ganon. Like after I gotta collect 5 more Triforce shards, and I'm there. One second. I had to get my shotgun. There's a fly in my room, but I can't swat them. I got a gun to take care of flies, like it's a salt gun. Flies are actually like a big problem for me up here. There's a lot of them. So I've got to shoot them with a gun that blasts them with a shotgun spray of salt rocks, salt pellets, or table salt, but when it's blasted, you know, at 200 feet per second, it tears a fly apart. It's awesome. Fucking hate flies. They carry disease. They carry a lot of just disease and bacteria. They're fucking filthy. Alright. Alright, we opened Darunia's cavern. Let's see what this old bastard has to say. Sworn brother. Okay, basically the gist of that was go to the forest and learn Saria's song, come back and play it. I wish I had learned Saria's song earlier. The real shame is that there's like a yeah, there's a shortcut to Lost Woods. We can't access it yet. Just a little fuck you from the devs. Say, hey, we put a shortcut in, but nah, not yet. Can't use it. Since Ganondorf always wants to kill any monsters he wants, he should just create and send a fly with 100 diseases to kill Link easily. I know, dude. That's what I think. You would think they would take a fly as inspiration for like a boss, because they're pretty creepy looking, and they're kind of like they have kind of like a interesting body shape, whereas it would kind of lends itself to like a little attack vehicle. I do really like how Zelda uses the Sheikah technology and the Zonai, this like so-called ancient tech, as what they're doing is they needed an organic way to introduce electronic tech into Zelda without making it part of the modern world. So they're like, alright, how do we give Zelda a fucking Nintendo Switch in the game without it looking stupid? They're like, well, just make up this race of people that are called Zonai that created all this technology and all these robots 100 years ago, and they're mysteriously gone. You're like, oh, so the people that figured out how to harness space-time and bend light and matter to their will, the people that learn how to harness matter and energy and bend it to their will, went extinct, and the farmers and the dirt farmers were the only people that survived. Alright, well that makes sense. Later, Lens. But yeah, think about that, like the Sheikah didn't survive. Let's go find Saria and learn her tune. Let's go find Saria. So I think Link had has like a little crush on Saria in this game, and then we got Princess Ruto is also like vying for his jock in this game. Link's got a lot of women on his tip. Zonai and Tears honestly feels like people's fan fiction of what they were when we only had Breath of the Wild theories to go on some super OP race that disappeared and they're super awesome and amazing. Yeah, like, exactly, it is. It's made up on the spot. Like, come on. The people that were super advanced, like these people could bend matter and energy to their will. They could manipulate time and alter it for their benefit, but they went extinct. And the bean farmers are the only people left. Come on, get out of here. No, I know, like I'm just kind of an over analytical jerk. I'm just like I'm very cynical about like, okay, for example, like the storyline, especially like in modern Zelda, I don't pay much attention to it because it doesn't, I feel like it doesn't, like, I've grown up with these games and I've seen it evolve from like an 8-bit, hold on, I'm trying to memorize where I am. I've seen it evolve from no story basically at all to like what it is today, and I saw all the while how they would just kind of like, the story in Zelda is just whatever it needs to be for the game to function, and so I don't feel like the story is particularly, like, I feel like it's more of a something that they have to do. And I think that I've heard over the years how like not every developer for every game is going to respect the lore of the franchise, and so you have all these different studios that are responsible for games over the years, but some of them injected stuff into the lore that might not be necessary, or it's goofy. Left. But since they put it in, it's part of the lore, you know what I mean? Straight, left, right. And so I don't put a lot of credence toward lore, because I feel like it's created by committee over time, and it's not all that well thought out. Hold on one second, I gotta send my dad a picture of my dog. He's asking about him. God damn. How hard is this fucking wolf to take out, man? I think his spin attack doesn't do as much damage as regular sword attack because it took like 6 of them to take him down. Whoops, wrong pool. It's a fine barn, but sure 'tis no pool English. Yoink. Oh, hell yeah, that's gonna be perfect, Daddy. Texting my old man here, my dad's. My dad just told me he rented an SUV. He's gonna come visit me up here in Oklahoma. He lives in Louisiana. So you've been OklaSoft. Alright, try playing this. RYX, RYX. RYX, RYX. You know what's cool about this controller is it's got buttons under... It's got like paddle-shaped buttons underneath grips. But I'm constantly pressing it the whole time I have the controller. What could that possibly be used for besides like a trigger or something? I don't know. It seems kind of goofy. You hit it with your middle fingers. Like that. You learned Saria's song. You learned. Got 81 rupees. Alright, let's go buy that godforsaken shield. I guess I'll go in here, fuck it. Dump this old bug out of my bottle. Get out of here, bug. Grabbing a fairy. Yeah. Watch this. Got an extra life. Looks like Link has a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. Super selective telepathy. Yeah, right. You've learned Saria's song. Okay. Saria has injected her thoughts directly into your brain. Would you like to know more? This fucking... God damn it. Oh, this owl, bruh. I hit B while he's talking and it won't say yes. So it waits for your prompt. That way it doesn't catch you off guard, but he still gets me like half the time when I'm playing. Can't get out of here. I can't get the fuck out of here. Oh my god, dude. Somebody please let me out of this enchanted woods, please. Oh my god, bruh. Yeah. I've always liked Saria too, man. She's, I don't know, just like, she had that green hair back in the 90s. You know, before like every chick had colored hair. It used to not be that common. Like, used to not, like, somebody with blue hair back in the 90s really stood out. Like, even though like everybody dyed their hair back then, but nobody dyed it blue. Nowadays, people dye their hair every color. But back then, putting Saria with green hair was a bold choice. And obviously, Nintendo knew that. Oh no, the sun's gonna rise. Oh no. Get down there, Link. I gotta return the library book. Woo! Imagine if the Hyrule Castle was the liquor store. And Link's just fucking rolling there. I need some of that Lon spiced milk, please. With Link, it's only 6 a.m. It's like, shut up and serve it to me. Too bad Link can't really be... Hold on, I'll read it. I'm glad y'all joined me for this game. I figured the first day back I would just play something like easy and fun. They can't wait to see you either. I sent my dad a toilet emoji because the dog's been shitting on the floor. Pissing on the floor. Not shitting too much. Just a lot of urine. But it's my fault. I've given him a lot of water to drink because I can't. One thing I can't stand is when a dog doesn't have water. I'm trying to find a good location for this. There really isn't one. Over here is the most unobscured. Wait, no, do I go back here? What am I doing? I'm going to... Oh, I need to go to the Goron. I'm such an idiot, dude. Why am I even here? I came just to buy the shield. So dumb. Too bad Link can't really be with Saria without becoming weird. As they get older, they become like Benjamin Button stuff, I think. That's how you... Yeah. It's like Benjamin Button. I know what you're saying. You mean like where... Saria gets older and older and Link stays a child. Yeah, at some point it would be constitute like statutory rape. Plus there's the whole issue of Zelda. She wouldn't be too happy. Trying to get a Skulltula. We already know what time it is though. Straight to the Gorons. Since you mentioned alcohol, that super expensive Romani milk from Majora's Mask is implied to be alcohol. Oh yeah. Right, I know. It's like spicy and Link can drink it at age 12. Yeah, man, I know. It's like, and did you know that in a lot of countries it's like totally normal for children to drink alcohol? It's the U.S. is a little prudish about that. Yeah, I know that the Japanese version actually censored that out. If I'm not mistaken, they like managed to take the alcoholic milk, or they cleaned it up for the US version. There they are. I was trying to line my OBS settings up. They all look correct. Time to open up all the gates, y'all. Let's do it. By the way, you mixed up what you said about Link and Saria. Saria wouldn't age while Link grows up. Does it even count as an unhealthy relationship if they both age mentally? I don't know. Immortality's weird. Wait, so who's immortal here? I thought Link... Oh, Saria's immortal. She's a sage. Yeah, okay, so Link would grow up in his normal timeline. He would just be a child. She wouldn't age. Okay, I see. I got it. I'll see where you're going now. Wow, what a hot beat. That is a hot beat, dude. He's like, oh, the stone? Not gonna give it to you, kid. Here's a bracelet. Here's a bracelet. Have at it, kid. Nah. Alright. Thanks. Thanks, Papa Darunia. I do like the Gorons. I think it was a great maneuver for them to introduce these into this. Alright, y'all. We just got the bracelet. Let's go chuck the bomb off the ledge and go into the Dodongo's cavern for number 2. Ooh. Ooh. I hit that sign on the way down. That's pretty cool. So here he is at the second dungeon of the game. Dodongo's Cavern. Pretty easy. Fun. Fun puzzly dungeon. Not too puzzly, but pretty puzzly. Just the right amount of puzzly. Here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I was like, where do I do with this bomb? So Venom says Kokiri are immortal, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, would definitely make things extremely weird at best. We don't know how Kokiri aged mentally, so who knows if it would become even become sexual assault. I mean, kind of fun to think about, right? Yeah, no, Sari is definitely like hot, you know. Like I could always tell that as a kid. I was like, oh, she's a little hottie. Link's got these little girlfriends on the side. That's how they kind of like up Link's appeal, is like making all the girls in the game want him. I even heard that they added earrings to the character model at the request of somebody's wife to make Link more like a hunk, make him attractive to a certain demographic of women. Yeah, I used to play this on a Mac and it ran pretty good. But it runs so much better on my PC. Got him. Got him. By the way, have you heard about the absolutely insane Pokemon leaks? Yeah, I heard about the Terra leak that happened recently. I did. Did they reveal like the Pokemon designs before the game comes out? Yeah, I know it was crazy though. Like, I know that a bunch of, like, way more shit than the Giga leak was involved. Because I know people that had, or excuse me, people that had mod projects for certain games were able to flesh them out after this development. So, Robo, are you gonna be around for a little bit? Because there's an estate sale in my neighborhood, and me and my girl really want to go, so we were thinking about, so I told her I was streaming. I was like, hey, I'm gonna tell my people I'm gonna be signing off here in a minute, that way I can, but I'll be back this afternoon. Well, they had a lot of files, the usual leak type stuff, but included in the private lore documents was some absolutely crazy, inappropriate shit. Yeah, I can see it. It's always ugly when you peer behind the scenes like that. Going to bed in a minute, so no, okay. That's cool. I was just seeing it. So you're gonna be getting off in a minute anyway. I just didn't want to, you're the only one really talking. I've got a couple other viewers that are chilling, but I just wanted to make sure it was cool for me to shut down the stream for a little bit, see if you guys were good with that. I think you're the only one actively watching. Most other people are kind of watching in the background or just have it on. All right, well, I will return in a couple hours. OklaSoft, love you guys.